no one really likes someone coming in and telling them that they are doing it all wrong and trying to change everything that they're doing. Hi, it's Daria here. Welcome to Scrum Master, the video series where I give you practical tips on how to build awesome teams. We've recently hit 3,000 subscribers, which is a great milestone, and I'm extremely excited about it. To celebrate, I have decided to recreate my most popular video called What to Focus on When You Join a New Team. It's one of the first videos I filmed, so the sound quality isn't that good, the background music is a little bit too loud, and I'm not really explaining things that well. Also, I've gathered some new insights in the past few years that I can share with you now. So let's jump into this topic and look at some of those things that you should definitely work on when you join a new team. Now, before I jump into the video, just a quick reminder, the Mastering Scrum Pro community is open for signups. And if you are looking to find support and guidance on your professional journey in the Agile community, and also you want to invest more in your professional development as a Scrum Master, then I would love to see you there. Back to the video. Now, there are 3 key things that I believe you should be focusing on when you join a new team as a Scrum Master. So what are those things? Number 1, understanding the context. Now, you might want to join in the team and immediately start implementing some new improvements and changes into how they work to help them become more effective and more successful. But I would ask you to step back, to stop there, and instead look at what is happening in the team and the organization and really try to understand the context. You see, there are a lot of things that have already happened in the team and the organization that might have impacted how the team works right now. There might be some processes in place and decisions that were made that are based on how it was working on in the organization before. So that history impacted why the team is working in a certain way. And you need to understand that history, because if you don't, you might be making changes to how the team works that make absolutely no sense in their context. And you definitely don't want to do that. And also, no one really likes someone coming in and telling them that they are doing it all wrong and trying to change everything that they're doing, especially if they don't know that person that well. That actually brings me into the second point. Number 2, build relationships. Well, in order to create a lot of positive change in the organization, you need to build some trust capital. And the best way to do that is to find allies in the organization who will support you. And for that, you need to build relationships. So obviously, start with your team. Focus on the people in your team and the team members, and try to understand what they do, what their role is, why they're doing things a certain way, and build relationships with them so that you can work together with them to help each other and be more effective. Now then, turn your gaze towards management. These are the people who have the power and authority to either help you succeed or fail. You definitely need to get them as your allies. So start building relationships with them as well and see how you can work together with them in order to achieve common organizational goals. Don't stop there. There are lots of different people in the organization that you should reach out and start talking to. So it might be a different department or a different leader, different team. So look at all of those people who work closely with your team or have some kind of impact or interest in what your team does, and start building relationships with them as well. And in the end, really, that what you're trying to create is a good way to support what you're going to be doing, the changes you're going to implement in the long term, right? You're building that capital, the trust capital, and all of these people can become your supporters, your promoters, who are most likely having the same agile vision as you and have the same way of looking at things and can really help you help the organization. So look out for those people who can be good allies on your mission to bring positive change. And number 3, solve problems. Now, I said at the beginning to not jump in and start changing everything or implementing improvements, but this is different. So what I mean here is to focus on solving specific pain points and challenges people might have. And this can actually help you understand the context in the team and the organization, but also start building relationships. Your goal here is to figure out what is the biggest pain point certain people are facing, such as team members on your team or maybe management, and find a way to help them with this challenge. And it doesn't have to be something related to Agile and Scrum at all. I would even say that try to stay away from Agile and Scrum at this point. You're not there in the situation to implement the framework, but instead to try to figure out how you can help and get some quick wins and start building your trust capital. So look into how you can help, maybe some of the small things or small steps that you can implement, maybe just being there to support the person in a difficult conversation. There are many things that you can do that seem very small, but are so important for those specific people who are having challenges. So look into how you can work with those people and what you can do to help them. And once you work on those small things that are not specific to Scrum or Agile, well, then slowly you can start thinking about how you're going to bring in the framework or good tools or practices into the situation after you have already got some of those small wins. These are the 3 things that I wanted to highlight in this video, and they help you create that foundation that will eventually in the long term can help you bring positive changes into the whole organization. Obviously, those are just some things that you should be focused on, maybe the most important ones at the very beginning, but there's much more that you can do. If you need some more specific guidance on what you can do on your first day, first week, first sprint as a Scrum Master joining a new team, I recommend looking into my Scrum Master's Startup Guide, where I go into a lot of detail into what you can do in order to build that foundation, but also continue to grow your success in the role. That's it for this video. I hope you learned something new today, and if you did, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And I hope to see you in the next video. Cheers and Scrum on!